Oh, hey Reese, what's going on today? Hi there, how you going? It is, of course, me, Reese T. O'Leary of perpelFLAME and Company. Say it with me, perpelFLAME. And welcome to Wellness Wednesday, formerly known as Hump Day Wednesday, by the way. Um, I hope you're all doing fabulous and well. Look, we're not going to have a long one, as per usual. I'm going to remind you these videos are getting quite snippy, and I like it. But today we've got a really interesting topic I want to talk to you all about. It is a tool, essentially. Wellness Wednesdays will be established, or has been established rather, so that you can all have some tools that you can draw upon and use. These are things that I've given out to people for years. They're very common. These aren't brand new ideas, but I will give you my perspective on these different things. So today's topic that we're going to talk about is grounding, earthing. If you haven't heard of these two terms, grounding or earthing, they're quite new agey, spiritualistic topics. They get chucked around quite often, more often than not, believe it or not, but do people actually put them into practice? I'm not sure about that one. Now, what do I know about grounding and earthing? A lot. I am constantly doing whatever I can to ground and earth myself, but why don't we go back to the beginning? So grounding and earthing, essentially, they're interchangeable terms that refers to the practice of essentially connecting, with Mother Earth, with nature, but connecting by physical means. So what I mean by that is no shoes, right? And connecting one's barefoot, or the thing that keeps coming to me while I was preparing for this video was tree huggers. They know grounding and they know earthing very, very well. It's essentially the practice of connecting your being to the earth, which, if you are not aware, has a resonant frequency and has the ability to assist us as individuals in programming or bringing ourselves back to a space of what I like to refer to as sacred neutrality, right? So it will bring your being back to a space of being neutral, yes? Not heightened emotions, not low emotions, just right there in the middle, the space in which you will be able to essentially make the best choices from, and essentially allow yourself to exist without pain, or without manic feelings. Because going from a low to a high to a low, I've experienced that one before. It's not fun. Staying at a high for too long, it's very draining, and staying at a low for too long, it's very draining. So being right there in the middle is really healthy, both for everyone around us, because we are energetic beings, as well as the global collective consciousness, so that's everyone here on planet Earth, as well as our health and well-being, most important on an individual level. So let's talk about how you ground and earth yourself, or ways that you can ground and earth yourself. So if we look at cultures across the world, and I'm thinking specifically at the moment of my Indigenous brothers and sisters here in Australia. They're very, very known for this trait in their society or in their culture, which is called going walkabout, right? If you haven't heard of this term, I'll put some information up there for you. So going walkabout is essentially the practice where Indigenous folk will literally go on a spiritual journey of sorts, and they could end up anywhere, and more often than not they do end up anywhere. I grew up with Indigenous cousins, and so I'm aware and familiar of some of their relatives that were often going walkabout. But if we take that concept one step further, Indigenous are very famous, or very well known, for not wearing shoes. And they're not the only culture in the world that is famous for this. Now, when we connect our feet with the ground, the pure bare ground, right? The dirt, get your feet dirty, whether it's the sand, or on the beach that I'm referring to, or the red dirt of Australia, or even the dirt anywhere around the world. Grounding has properties which allows the electromagnetic frequency to essentially take from you what is negative, or negative ions within the body, or energies that are not serving our being. I'm using very fluffy terminology because my brain's not working at this point in time, but essentially you can channel anything you may be feeling that could be negative or lower vibrational. So if you're feeling depressed or anxious, go and earth or ground yourself. Go and literally hug a tree. You will find that in a few minutes time you're going to feel different automatically, and you're going to go, oh, what was that? It was the tree. Yeah, trees don't just provide us with oxygenation of the air. They don't just filter air for us, or plants don't just filter air for us. They also carry their own electromagnetic frequencies. Those electromagnetic frequencies can shift our electromagnetic frequencies as individual beings. Now, if you've never heard of the practice of what's known as reflexology, very fortunate, my grandfather actually is a reflexologist. So I grew up knowing bits and pieces about reflexology through him. And reflexology is essentially looking at the pressure points in the bottom of the feet, and those pressure points connect to every single organ in the body, right? Every single part of your body, believe it or not, is connected through the feet, right? And if you didn't know that one, there's one for you for today. So by essentially, see, shoes, this is something I talk about with people often. Shoes are actually not that great for us, believe it or not. Have I said that like 10 times? Probably. But shoes can actually prevent us from connecting at that level that we need to connect to in order to bring ourselves back to that state of neutral being, right? So one pair of shoes at the moment that it keeps coming to mind, and I've been thinking about this recently, and I'm like, why have we done this as a society? Because it's really preventing us. Yeah, so if you think about rubber and how many shoes contain rubber, either on the soles of the shoe, right, so at the bottom of the shoe, the sole of the shoe, just think about that for a minute, right? That rubber is preventing us from connecting directly with the earth. So take off your shoes, take off your socks, make sure you're barefoot, and go for a walk. Go for a walk on gravel, go for a walk on dirt, go for a walk on sand, go for a walk in nature, right? Because by doing so, not only is the rocks and all those things that we usually protect our feet from, right? Those things will connect with the bottom of our feet, those pressure points, and it'll press on everything. Yeah, it's really interesting that in practices like acupuncture, they actually have mats designed so that you can stand on them, acupressure mats. And those acupressure mats, ironically, are doing the exact same thing that you could just achieve by simply taking off your shoes and walking outside. Now, of course, be mindful of things like, debris, glass, etc. I don't know about where you live, but where I live, sometimes you can find some of the above of what I just mentioned out there in the ground. So I like to choose my earthing or grounding space appropriately. But most of us have a backyard. Most of us have, the accessibility to be able to go down to a park or somewhere local to be able to do this for ourselves and for our being. So by simply taking your shoes off and walking over that uneven ground or that soft grass or, rocks even, you don't know the benefits that it can have on your body. By pressing on those pressure points in the bottom of your feet, you're not only shifting things in your body on a physiological level, but you're also shifting things on a spiritual, mental, and emotional level as well. Yeah, you can channel out negative feelings, you can channel out all those negative ions through your feet, all by simply taking your shoes off and going for a walk. So I recommend to everyone when I talk to them, make sure you are doing your grounding or earthing regularly, at least once a day. Yeah, 15 minutes once a day. There's 24 hours in a day. That's not long to take out of your day to simply look after you and yours, right? And when I say that, I mean you and yours as in you and your feet, you and your body, but also you and yours as in you and the people around you. Yeah, we have to remember we are energetic frequency beings. We do cast off an electromagnetic field. This is why I have the ability to walk into a room, say nothing, and everybody knows that I'm there, right? You can all feel my energy, you can feel my presence, you can probably feel it through this video, in fact, right? So, this is my challenge to you all. I want you to spend the next 2 weeks training yourself for at least 15 minutes a day, going for a walk, whether it's in your backyard, at your local park. And I want you to ground and earth as much as possible, yeah? You are going to notice the health benefits, you are going to notice the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual benefits that follow with that practice. So, this has been an episode on earthing and grounding. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I can't wait to hear all of your successes and all the things that you've achieved as a result of simply taking off your shoes. Yeah? Also, Crocs are a piece of shit. Sandals are a piece of shit. Think of all the rubber, right? That rubber has been designed, in my opinion anyway, by the manufacturing societies to prevent us from doing better and connecting with Mother Nature. So spend as much time barefoot as you possibly can. I've been your favourite, Reese T. O'Leary, and I will catch you, I don't even know why I said that, but I will catch you in the next one either which way. Alright, bye. Catch us on the flip side.